everyone, it's Lily from Tim's Puppet Pals, and I'm going to be showing you some of the puppets that we used for Kingdom of Wishes. This right here is the dragon that you see in the last episode in the cave, and it's just a head. There's no body anywhere. Tim had this Green Man suit. I don't know if you ever watched Juba and Jeb, but there's a Green Man, and this was his Green Man suit. And he used these arms because they black out when you use it in front of green screen, which is what we did. But anyway, more back to the puppet. This is a binder. I think it was 3 inches. Anyway, there's the binder. You can see it right there. And what I ended up doing was cutting the front of the binder down to a shape of like a dragon snout, and then I hot glued this green felt and I stuffed it with plastic bags because I didn't have any cotton or any sort of fluffy material, but plastic bags worked just fine. So I hot glued the green felt, and then I cut out teeth, and the teeth were painted. They're just cardboard, and I painted them with glow-in-the-dark paint so we could like charge them up, and then when we turn the lights off they would glow. And then the eyes are also lit up. I bought 2 little lights that clip to hats, and they had 2 settings. Each one has a red setting and a white setting. Obviously we used the red setting, and that just looked really cool under when we were in the dark. They would light up, and you can see the light back there. They're just little clip lights. I can't really take it out because I had to shove it in there. But anyway, there's 2 of those for each eye, and for Tim to hold it, I glued this piece of cardboard there so he could support the head and then just move the jaw like this. So that was our dragon puppet. Alright, the next puppet I'm going to show you is Bellflower. And this puppet's actually been used for more than just Bellflower roll. And this is one of the first puppets that we ever made. This was before I was a part of Tim's Puppet Pals. And this is just got, there's cardboard here for the mouth, and the fabric's been stretched over and looks like hot glued, and it gives her cute little lips. And her hair seems to be like a feather boa. If you can't really see, but it's like wrapped back and forth to give her nice soft hair. Whenever we use her, I like to just play with her hair because it's fun to touch. But she's got stuffed little arms and mittens pretty much for hands, and she's a pretty good puppet. The next one we have here, this is Sanda, a very lovable character. Sanda is actually not made by us. This was a puppet that we purchased, but he does pretty good. His hole is right here instead of typically where a hole is in the rear of the puppet, but his is just right under his arms, and he doesn't have a whole lot of mouth movement, but it works pretty well for him, and you can tuck his face in and give him lots of expression. He got a little dirty on filming, but you know, he's a panda. Rolls around in the mud, right? And then we have Juba. Juba just had a cameo scene in Kingdom of Wishes, but you know him better from Juba and Jeb. This is another puppet we've purchased, and another puppet that has the hole right by the front legs. And he also can do a lot of expression. You can tuck his face in, and not too much mouth movement again, but he's a good puppet too, and very energetic. We haven't done Juba and Jeb in a long time, but whenever Tim acts out Juba, he's always out of breath by the end. Another puppet we have here is Hayden. Hayden was originally built for the Trying Troll. That was something we did a while back, but a similar build as Bellflower, except not like a square mouth, so his lips aren't quite as protruding as much, but he's missing an eye, and he has the horns. And this is the kind of puppet where you have like the gloves, and that can be helpful because then you can actually use a hand and grab them. Let's see if I can even get his on. He has 3 fingers, so you end up doing the Live Long and Prosper from Star Trek the entire time that you're using him, but it's helpful to have a hand to actually be able to grab things. And he's pretty creepy looking, has a gold tooth, scary guy. Alright, another puppet we have here is Marshmallow, or Duffeldop, as he was in Kingdom of Wishes, but he's mostly known for being Marshmallow. Let's see if I can grab him here. Here he is. So he, this is another puppet Tim's had for a while. Let's see if I can get his arm free. There we go. His glasses are just hot glued on. He didn't come with glasses. We added those, and then the stick we also added. His hands just hot glued around it, but it makes it useful because without the stick, this puppet wouldn't have any use of its arms, and it would just hang there all the time, and that would be kind of a dead puppet. But the stick's very useful, and since he looks kind of old, it's a nice walking stick, and like I said, you can use his arm, and he's got a lot of personality, and his glasses bounce up and down because they're not secured anywhere else on his face, but only on the sides. Another puppet we have from Kingdom of Wishes, he was actually just in the background, you might not have even noticed, but this is Derange, and he's the biggest puppet by far that we own. He's very heavy, and your arm definitely gets tired after a while. I had to be Deranged for the Platoon video, and I hated it. He's really heavy. His head's the bulk of his weight, and he has the green horns, which makes it kind of hard to do for green screen, but we make it work. We also have a blue screen, but as you can see, he's also blue, so we need a totally different screen color for him. He just has felt teeth that get a little bent in sometimes, but he has a very large mouth. I don't know if you can see that there, and yeah, he's a good puppet. Besides being heavy, he's fun. And this is similar to Peyton, that he has the gloves. If I can get my hands in, he only has two, so you don't. He's just like a mitten, kind of. So anyway, that's Derange. And then we have the bat, the messenger bat, and this was another puppet that we purchased. You really can't move the mouth on this one very much. As you can see, the head's pretty small, and so to be able to get your hand in there, you can really only use like these two fingers, and so you can't really open it very well. His little tooth doesn't stay out very well, but he does have two teeth, as you can see there. But this puppet's cool because the flying action can look pretty realistic if you can get it going well. And we used the Green Man suit when we did the bat puppet, obviously, because it's hard to hide your hand. You'd have to do it like this, and that's not very useful. So that's our bat puppet. So this is the Purple People Eater. This Purple People Eater played the guard in the Kingdom of Wishes. He's a little bit of an older puppet. You can tell his fur's getting a little matted and his eyes are worn down. He doesn't really have regular eyes anymore. He's a similar style puppet to Marshmallow, except we don't have a stick glued to his arms, so they are really just hanging down and kind of dead. But this one has a cool feature. It squeaks, yeah. It has like a honker or whatever. I don't know what it's in there. But Purple People Eater has played other roles. Hypnotized by a Purple People Eater was one of our more popular videos, starring Purple People Eater, of course. And yeah, if we had a stick for him, we'd be able to move his arms, but we don't. We don't really have a need for it. On occasion, Tim will just kind of like grab the fur and find a way to make it work. He's really good at hiding his arms from the camera. Gaffin was obviously the main character in our story, and he was a really cool puppet. We made him specifically for Kingdom of Wishes. Tim had a specific design in mind, and you know, we just got him made just the way we wanted. The hardest part was probably the ears. Gaffin has larger ears than any of the puppets that we have, and we wanted them to hang down and not stick up, but we also wanted them to curve like an animal's ears would, not just be flat. They would look like horns if they were flat. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but what we ended up doing was, I think it's unbent paper clips, and they're inside the ear because there's the fabric and there's some green foam that lines the inside of the ear, and so between those there's unbent paper clips, so that way you can bend the ear and shape it so the way you want, and those are just hot glued onto the main body. But he has a ping pong nose and foam eyes as well, so he's a great puppet, and he has the stick in his hand, so he's a good deal.